You think you've been building a business, but what you've actually built is a job with 10 bosses instead of one. And if you don't digitalize your products and services soon, you may just be getting left behind. The creator economy is maturing and only growing. The days of freelance creative work will be looking very different over the next few years. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how you can stay ahead of the curve and create your first digital offer based off your current skills, expertise, and services you already are getting paid for, or that you already have. This is video 1 of 6 explaining exactly how you can transition to a full creator online business and leave freelance work in the past. This is going to teach you how to future-proof yourself and your business, stay ahead of AI, and build an authentic audience based around your personality, skills, and expertise. So that way you can have a full content ecosystem that sells as you sleep. If you're brand new to what I do and my model, then consider watching the video right here, which explains the full model breakdown, everything you need to know in a shorter video so you actually understand what we're going to go through in this 6-part series. It's going to be linked in the description of this video or somewhere around here. And this will bring you up to speed and give you way more context about what we're going to dive into. And it's going to line you up perfectly so you can continue watching this series. And if you want to stay in touch with me and get exclusive creator resources, consider checking out my free school community. Link is going to be in the description for that. So you can stay up to date with me and get some insider insights about what I'm doing and what I'm building. And before we get into creating your first authentic digital offer to earn your first $10,000 online or your next $10,000 month online, here's a quick recap of who I am if you don't know me yet. I'm Ethan. I went all in on my photography business and it was my dream since a kid. And it ended up being pretty successful. It was a 6-figure photography business. I opened up my dream creative studio. I was sharing it with other people around the city. I was shooting for top brands like Audi, Ford, Arc'teryx, different modeling agencies, Fairmont Properties, and a whole bunch of up-and-coming Toronto brands that are now semi-international. And on paper, it felt like I made it and I kind of checked off that box pretty early. But what people don't tell you is I really didn't feel like that was the life I wanted to be living. Even at $10,000 months in that previous business, I was trading my time for money and I wasn't building anything bigger than myself. I had a $4,000 studio lease and then a whole bunch of other business expenses, so the profit wasn't even that good. And then I had endless admin, client management, and everything else that comes with freelance work. And pretty quickly, I fell out of love with what I was doing. I wanted to do creative work full time and be able to express my own art or creative direction, whatever you want to call it. But in reality, it fell short and I didn't really find the excitement that I used to out of photography. And this is what I call the leverage trap, the freelance trap, or the service work trap. Working harder, but not getting ahead. Too busy to take a look around in what you're building and what direction you're going in. But that's where everything changed for me. I took a little bit of time out of my day to really reflect on what I wanted to do and what other people were doing around me. I had some social media influencer friends, and I really saw the opportunity online and what can happen when you get a little bit more creative with how you're delivering your service and business. So if you're stuck trading time for money, you don't have a scalable offer, or you can't sell an offer, or you don't know how to structure everything, and now your content feels aimless, and then you're too exhausted to take time off, and it's really hard to balance this client work and building your personal brand and content and everything else you do, then I'm going to break down exactly in this video about how I overcame these problems and what I teach my clients in Catalyst. So let's move over to this whiteboard here, and the first thing we need is a scalable offer. The biggest issue with done for you service work is we're in the field ourselves shooting for clients. And while that may be fun, you're only one person and you can only do so much. So if you don't want to start a huge agency and then manage people for the rest of your life, we're going to need to figure out how to digitalize our offer and business. Typically, when we think of online creator businesses, we have do-it-yourself offers. And this can really range from $1,000 to $500,000 a month. It's pretty awesome. There's only $2,000 to $5,000 a month in expenses. And yeah, it's an amazing business model, but it takes 2 to 5 years to build an audience. And realistically, taking 2 to 5 years of posting content every single day is not realistic. And really, this whole do-it-yourself offer is courses, cohorts, and communities. So a lot of creators think they're going to start or launch a cohort or community when they start out, but they don't understand that it takes 2 to 5 years of posting content consistently, nourishing your audience to really be able to sell a low-ticket offer or a do-it-yourself offer in terms of a course, cohort, or community. Now, the next option here is a done-for-you service. So this is typically your freelancing work, your agency work, your service work. And And typically it ranges from $5,000 to $20,000 a month in profit. And that's in profit. You could be making $20,000, $40,000, $60,000 a month in revenue, but then you're going to have to pay out all your contractors, all the expensive employees local in your home country. And then that's going to be $20,000 to $40,000 a month in expenses, which then brings you back to, $5,000 to $20,000 a month in realistic profit. If you go bigger than this, I'm sure you can manage more, but you're going to have a huge team, lots of systems, and a whole lot of stress with the done for you service work. And this is really like the bigger, the better model that a lot of us kind of fall into. But when you think about it, it's not all that scalable. There's not many people doing millions of dollars a year in a freelancing business or an agency business. And then the last main way we can deliver our service is with done with you offers. This is more your coaching consulting. So we're going to work on something together to get you to this dream outcome. We're going to help you shoot your content together to do this. We're going to guide you in this way. We're going to coach you to your dream body, coaching and consulting. And typically you can sell your time for a lot more here because you're framed as an expert and you have that authority in your space. So a lot of people can make $5,000 to $50,000 a month in profit in this sort of done with you route. You still have a $2,000 to $5,000 a month in expenses, just some software, maybe a video editor, maybe a right-hand man, a VA, something like that. Not too much expenses at all, but it requires a lot of your one-on-one time, whereas the do-it-yourself offer requires none of your one-on-one time because you're just selling a course or cohort and then you call it a day and that's it. The beautiful part about Catalyst and the way I do things is I combine everything together to give one, the best experience for my clients, and two, the best experience for myself, selfishly, so I can build the business that I want and I can optimize for my lifestyle while keeping in mind and giving the best results to my clients. And this is where your authentic offer comes in, because it's really a combination of all of these different services together, and you're going to take the best parts and your own expertise out of everything and give something really unique to your market and your niche. We're going to combine do it yourself. We're going to combine done with you, and we're going to combine done for you. So if you want, and if you have enjoyment editing, you can still edit for clients. If you have enjoyment coaching and consulting and giving people some advice, you can also add that in. If you also want to build a course and be able to give clients their own autonomy to dive into a cohort or to dive into a video at their own speed, you can also do that. As long as they're getting that dream outcome that you want to give your clients, you're good. So that's what's really special about your authentic offer, and that's what we're going to be positioning today. And we're going to figure out how we can do that. Now, to create your offer, we need to think about what the dream outcome actually is. It's not actually the service or product that you're going to give your clients. That's more so the delivery mechanism we're using to deliver your authentic offer. Your offer is your promise to that one avatar, to that one person. And to craft an amazing offer, we can look back at Alex Hormozi's $100 Million Offers book. He released this in 2021, and it honestly changed everything in the online creator space. And a lot of things are going to make sense after this. He invented this value equation here. So if you have a really big dream outcome, so let's use a business example for this situation. $100,000 a month is the dream outcome, so you can buy a private jet. Right? And you have a really high perceived likelihood of achievement. So you're guaranteed to get it. Everyone else gets it. Everyone can make $100,000 a month. There's going to be a lot of value associated with this. Now, you also want to divide it by the time delay. So we want to reduce the time delay of getting this $100,000 a month or this dream jet, whatever we want, right? So we want to be able to get this $100,000 a month in 30 days because that's pretty damn quick. And it's only going to take you 1 hour a day of work. And now all of a sudden, this value goes through the roof because we have an insanely high dream outcome. We have an insanely high perceived likelihood of achievement because everybody gets it. And it only takes 30 days and it's only going to be an hour of your time each day. So now this is an example of some of the BS offers out there because you've already probably picked up on it. You see a lot of bullshit offers online. A lot of people promising insane things that is, spoiler alert, just fake and bullshit, and it doesn't actually make any sense. So because of this whole value equation trend, people are making outlandish offers, but it's very important to know because we're going to use this in a more holistic, authentic way. Here's an example of what someone might actually make as an offer. You're going to have $1 million a month, 100% guaranteed or your money back in 30 days working 1 hour a day. And it's only going to cost you $99. So $1 million a month in 30 days is obviously going to be a huge value. It's going to be a no-brainer option. So we're definitely going to buy this offer if it's real. But unfortunately, it's not. There's not a way to make $1 million a month with $100 unless you put in a lot of work. And then this brings us to why people buy offers in the first place. So people are going to stop buying when the money costs more than the value that they're getting. So if they're getting not so much value, they're going to be like, okay, well, $1,000 is expensive or $100 is expensive. So if the value is not more than $1,000 in your client's perspective or your buyer's perspective, your audience, whatever, they're not going to buy your offer because it's just not that great of a deal, right? People are going to keep buying when the value exceeds the amount of money. So even if my product was $10,000, but you deemed that this product was amazing and you were getting more than $10,000 of value out of your program, then they're going to keep buying it. Same thing goes with $100, right? So if it's $100, and I'm getting good value out of it, like a Netflix subscription or my brand new microphone or my camera, I'm just going to keep buying it, or I'd buy it again because I appreciate the value of this product. So these are kind of basic offer fundamentals, right? Next, we want to decide on the dream outcome. So a great digital product or service serves as a bridge for people to achieve or receive value from you. The digital bridge gives people a pass so they can save time and headaches. And this is where you kind of have those more consulting, coaching offers, these courses and all that, because what we're really selling is a system to save you time and headaches. So if I wanted to learn how to surf, I could risk drowning. I could keep going out on the waves and getting roughed up. I could pick the wrong board and then learn after a few months. And then I could search up YouTube videos and get a whole bunch of random information. I could ask ChatGPT and have a little crash course on how to surf. And then I'd go out and try again. And it's going to just be a whole bunch of steps and screwing up surfing until I learn how to surf, right? But what an offer is a digital bridge or a pathway to get to where you want to go. So if I paid a surfing instructor and he just showed me the right board, showed me what YouTube videos to watch, showed me and took me out on the water to actually stand up and learn how to surf, then I'd be much happier and I'd receive my dream outcome, which is surfing confidently, a lot faster. High ticket offers, something that people charge thousands of dollars for, is typically going to improve your wealth, improve your health, or your happiness, or your relationships. These are like the 4 internal markets. So no matter how AI gets or how complicated everything gets with us, if I can help you make money, if I can get you in shape and you look better when you're naked, if you're happy when you're sitting alone in bed at night, or you have better relationships with your family or friends or partner, then that is a core human desire. And these all actually relate back to status, because spoiler alert, all humans want is status. They want to be happy. They want to be perceived well. They want to feel good in their bodies. It fuels their ego. So if you have a digital offer that fuels your ego, or you can tie it back to one of these internal markets, you are golden. So a lot of us with content and marketing, we're really under this wealth category of internal markets. I'm going to make better content for you so your business earns more money. But you could even be very creative and you could say, I'm going to give you a content plan so you can attract better relationships. It's a little creative, but again, you can have fun with it. That's kind of the idea of really tying it in and being specific with one eternal market, so it's very clear what the dream outcome is. So you can turn people from fat to fit, single to in a relationship, sad to happy, and then beginner to advanced snowboarder. So yeah. So now how do we actually craft our authentic offer now that we know some fundamentals? Well, first thing we're going to want to do, and this is exactly what I teach my clients so they can make a couple $1,000s in the first month of making content, because once you have clarity on this, everything else just falls into place. You know what to post, you know how you're going to earn money, and you know what your new creator business can be. So step 1, we want to review your own skills and expertise. I'm not going to be all that great at surfing if I don't know how to surf, but I was a professional photographer and then did social media for 3-4 years for many clients. And now I've been doing online business and invested tens of thousands of dollars into mentors, education, and doing it myself and fucking around and finding out for the past 2 years as well. So you want to be reviewing your own skills and expertise and be real with what you're good at, and then relate your skills and expertise to one of those internal markets of human behavior. Directly benefits their status and ego. Okay, we're going to find that dream outcome connected to those 4 core desires. And then we're going to summarize your curriculum into 3 phases So it's a nice, easy elevator pitch, right? So to get your dream body, we're going to have to find a sustainable schedule to go to the gym. That's phase one. Then we're going to have to work on your diet and make sure you're eating the right foods. And then we're going to have to focus on your sleep to make sure you're getting the energy you need to show up to the gym every day. That would be an elevator pitch or 3-phase pitch for a fitness offer. Then we have to package your authentic offer. So we're going to use the 3 phases of your curriculum and then package it up into 3 pillars as well. So we have 3 phases with 3 pillars, which are basically core problems that people have. So if we were to keep running with this fitness offer, we have the problem of we don't know what to do when we get to the gym. So then that's going to be the first phase of here's what to do in the gym. Then we have the second pillar problem of I don't know what to eat to actually lose weight. So then we're going to solve that in phase 2 or pillar 2 of your program, which is I'm going to give you a diet plan. And then the third problem would be I don't know how to recover or have enough energy to continue doing what I'm doing. And then that's the third phase of sleeping and recovery. That's your 3 pillars. Then we're going to add your unique and fancy names to your offer. This is going to make sure that it really relates back to your own experience and your own personal brand. So it's unique to you. So we all have learned from many different places and we all have our own experiences and stories. So we're going to craft our unique IP, our own intellectual property, and give it unique and fancy names to make sure that it is related back to our personal brand. And then we get to create your V1 delivery, which your V1 delivery is you don't have any courses yet. You don't want to be launching a cohort. You don't want to be, we're going to get into this next video, but we need to be ultra clear on what our first version of the delivery looks like. So we're not spending months and months or years building a course for no one to buy it. This way we can start selling our offer and figuring it out right as soon as we start posting content. Then we're going to create our one-pager and one-liners. We're going to create a simple visual offer doc. You could do this on Google Drive or Gamma. Gamma is like a fancy Google Doc that has all of the information you would need about a certain offer. You would have your name of the offer, who's it for, what it helps them achieve, what's included, what's the actual transformation, delivery, and timeline. Have those 3 phases highlighted in your offer document and a call to action to apply or to DM you, whatever your main funnel is, if you want to call it a funnel. Now, your one-liners is also very unique because I find having a full one-pager is a little bit hectic. If you had experience in online business before, you might have an offer document or a full one-pager where it outlines your entire offer. But what I've created is one-liners, which is essentially your bio statement, your without statements. They're essentially these one-liner statements that really give you clarity and force you to have constraints which within one sentence. So you have complete clarity on what you do, who you help, and what you're trying to communicate to your audience and what you're actually doing. These would be questions like your ICP, which is your ideal client profile, your dream outcome, your core desires, your 3 pillars, your 3 problems, your 3 phases, all in one sentences. So it's very easy for you to just like scroll over it and take a look at that bird's eye view of your program. And now the last part to tie everything together is we want to review our offer laws. We want to make sure we're selling the outcome and not the features. So no one cares about posting content every single day if it doesn't actually add value to your business. No one's really going to care about your vegan diet or your carnivore diet. They care about what body or what benefit that diet has to their body. Maybe they have more mental clarity. Maybe they can gain more muscle. Maybe they can have more energy throughout the day. So focus on what they get, not what you do. You sell the actual vacation and not the plane ticket. And to really do this, we can use so you can statements in your one-liner and one-pager. So I'm going to teach you how to digitalize your business so you can earn money online and ditch client work. So I'm going to show you how to build a portfolio so you can attract your dream clients. The next law is you want tangible and realistic promises. So back in the Alex Hormozi $100 million offers, we want to keep things realistic. We want specific and tangible results. So you can earn this much money, you can generate this many leads, you can lose this much weight, ideally with a number on it. So it's very specific and not vague. And we want it to be tangible. So it's actually realistic rather than emotional. So it's not so much like I'm going to help you feel better about your content. It's more so I'm going to help you get better views. Not millions of views, because that's also not really realistic. I'm just going to help you improve your views. I'm just going to help you receive a certain specific dream outcome. Next, we also want to generate urgency and scarcity to drive action. And the tricky thing with digital products is sometimes, especially with the courses and cohorts, there's unlimited distribution. So what everybody does, and this is also in Alex Hormozi's $100 million offer, so I'd suggest you read it if you haven't. But essentially with physical products, we already have a specific scarcity limit drawn to it. It takes materials to build stuff you order on Amazon. Sometimes there's not enough to go around. There's 3 left. Sometimes there's a sale that ends in 2 days. And this creates urgency and scarcity, so people can't be on the fence and they have to, hop into it, and it drives action. So people delay decisions unless they're given a reason to act now. So we want to use real deadlines, countdowns, spot lefts, or pricing increases. And these should be real and not fake, because people can sniff that out. So if I put in a countdown or spots left or pricing increasing, then it's real and it will go up, and you have to hold yourself accountable to this increase in scarcity. So for me, if I'm, taking calls with people, or I'm accepting people or onboarding people into my program, I have only a certain amount of time in my calendar where I'm not traveling or I'm not doing anything else. I'm like, this is the first week of the month where I'm helping my clients and onboarding them on. That is a real deadline. And I try and communicate that, where I'm purposefully taking time out of my calendar to focus on my clients and to get them onboarded effectively. And throughout the rest of the month, I'm typically doing other stuff like filming YouTube videos, traveling, doing content, relaxing, whatever. But I'm not accepting calls or onboarding clients at different times of the month. So scarcity should be authentic and tied to real delivery or availability limits. The next offer law that we really want to keep in mind is creating irresistible mechanisms. We want to introduce a new way to solve an old problem to grab attention. This is part of that unique names, and you want to be able to create new unique mechanisms based off of your own skills and expertise and experiences that you have. So if the push-pull leg split has never worked out for you, or you've tried meditation for years, but you figured out your own way of doing it, that is your unique mechanism. That is your unique way. And you need to package that up with your one-liners and one-pager to then grab attention and start promoting it. And that is going to be your new way that you just invented, your unique IP, because you've had personal experience and the old ways didn't really work out for you. And this is where you can have your proprietary method, your name, your systems, the frames that you frame as a unique solution with your fancy names. So for me, that's the Creator Catalyst system, which was the OG name. That was the first offer I made a year and a half ago now. And then once you have that main macro name, then you can break down your offer into 3 phases, which builds trust, reduces overwhelm, and it has that just elevator pitch feeling, so it's easy for people to understand. And if you're curious about how I do things, you can DM me the word 56 on Instagram. You can take a look. You can see my whole offer and the breakdown of how I do everything. The last law we want is risk reversal. Person who takes the risk controls the sale. So we want to add guarantees, flexible refunds, or try it before you buy it if feasible. You still want to have your own business and your own lifestyle in front of mind, but if you can add some sort of guarantee, risk reversal, it's really going to help you be more confident that your product works, and it's really going to show people that you believe in the product more than the fear of losing money, right? So if you really feel like this is a good product, you feel good about your service, then go ahead and do it because you believe in the product more than them getting a refund or them not buying it, whatever it is, right? All right, so we just covered the 3 pillars of creating your first authentic digital offer, which is finding your dream outcome and then crafting your authentic offer based around your ideal client profile. So which is understanding the 3 pillars of your service for a nice elevator pitch, and then wrapping those 3 pillars around the 3 main problems that they typically face. And then you can create your one pager, which is your landing page or offer document, whatever that might look like for you. And if you want to be ultra clear on your goals, you can create one-liners, which is all your statements. So this is your bio. This is your I help this person achieve this. This is your without statements, which is without cold DMing, without cold outreach, without doing service work, without having a big audience. All the things that you are against, which we will also go into later in this video series. These exercises will make you ultra clear on what you're actually trying to sell. And then once you're clear on it, you can also make content about it, create YouTube videos, and create a longer form content ecosystem so people really understand what you do and how you can help them. And then we finished it off with the fundamental offer laws so you can feel confident about those little nuances to selling online offers so people have the confidence to get over the line and actually work with you and buy your products. But here's the thing. Having a great offer is only half of the equation. We need to learn how to deliver our product effectively and give people world-class results and give people really good value for working with us. This is going to support long-term growth, and really you have to be able to do what you say you can do. You have to show people that with case studies, show it in your content. You'll also need your own confidence that you can do what you say you're going to do, and you're going to have to fulfill this delivery without spending months or years getting overwhelmed trying to build a course or cohort without earning money. Because at the end of the day, spending 3 to 6 months launching a cohort only to figure out that it doesn't work could be devastating. We want to be getting paid as we're posting content, as we're building our resources, and as we're building out our offer. Most creators get this backwards. They think posting content is first, and they want to build a huge audience to then release the floodgates of an untested, unqualified offer only to get a bunch of unhappy customers. So before going in and launching your offer, you want to dial in your delivery and making sure everything is looking good. The way I do things is called flexible digital delivery, and that is the second part of this series. Flexible digital delivery is my way to help freelancers, people with small audiences, earn money while they're growing their audiences and building out their resources. So if you're interested in that, click on the next video. That's going to bring you to part 2 of this video series, so you can earn your first $10,000 a month online from digitalizing your business in the next 1 to 3 months, depending on where you're at. This is the exact system that I use in Catalyst, and I teach all of my clients. So you're not going to want to miss that. Save it for later, or I will see you in the next one right now. Check out the description of this video, or it'll pop up somewhere around here, and I will see you in the next one.